Hey guys, how's it going? So if you're like me right now and you're looking out at your snow-covered garden and you think that there's nothing to do, then this video is for you. Because today I actually want to talk to you about how you can use snow to help better design your garden layout. So how does it do that? So snow actually simplifies a lot of things around your garden. So it hides all the weeds, all the fluff, all the mess, and really just reveals the skeleton of your garden or the true foundation pieces. Snow highlights things such as pathways, spacing or height issues, and challenges with rhythm and repetition throughout the space. So all those smaller, quiet things that add a lot of fullness to your garden become quiet under a blanket of snow, and all those larger structural foundation pieces become more magnified and easier to spot if there's something that is a little bit off. So if it looks good when it's covered in a blanket of snow, you know it's going to look good in the middle of summer when everything is booming. So I try to walk through my garden as often as I can, regardless of whether it's spring, summer, fall, or winter, or regardless of the temperature. What I'm thinking about throughout the seasons might be a little bit different. So in the spring or the summer, I might be thinking about what specific plant I want to be planting in the space. However, in the winter, it's more about balance. Is one area of the garden bed a little bit too crowded versus another area of the garden bed? Do I need to add more height somewhere, or do I need to add more evergreens somewhere? So you want to think through things like, are the foundation plants well spaced? Does my eye move naturally throughout the space, or is there an abrupt stop somewhere that I need to somehow figure out how to make that look more continuous and flowy through the space? You also want to remember that good winter structure relies on different sizes and textures. So a lot of people tend to rely on evergreens, which is great, but there is a lot more winter interest out there than just evergreens. In fact, I have an example that I'm going to show you in a couple minutes where they actually, in my opinion, over-rely on the use of evergreens, and it makes the space feel very, very flat. So you also want to utilize things such as deciduous shrubs or trees, or things of varying colors such as a coral bark maple, which add a nice pop of red, or something with different textures that continue to keep the eye moving throughout the space. So now let's get into some real life examples. So first I'm going to show you what the house looks like in its current state, and then I want to show you what I would suggest on how to improve it. Now, these are just suggestions, and these are also just based off of my opinion and a few design principles. Some people may disagree with the direction that I would go in, and that's perfectly fine. It's really just how I would suggest on improving the space, and other people might have even better suggestions or a different personal opinion. And that's what makes the world go round. So again, just to be clear, these are just general design observations, not a critique on anyone's home. All right, so this first one I'm going to pop up a picture of. It is a very charming colonial cottage, but as you can see, all the shrubs are pushed right up against the foundation of the house. So your eye doesn't really have anywhere else to go other than the centerpiece of the house. There's this cute little pathway that leads out to the sidewalk and also around the back that I would kind of try to use a little bit more and enhance that by adding some plants around that. So if this person was a client and came to me asking for advice, I would actually have two suggestions. One would be very simply to add a row of boxwoods flanking the walkway out to the sidewalk in a small spherical structure. That right there automatically draws your eye forward and doesn't just keep your eye slanted in the middle of the property looking at the house. I would also probably recommend that they take the size of the shrubs up against the house down a little bit, and you can do that just by trimming. You do not need to take these shrubs out and add a whole new layer of shrubs. Now, if you want something a little bit more dramatic, which is what I tend to always like to go for, then I would not only add the row of boxwoods flanking the walkway, but I would also add a 4-foot bed on both sides of the walkway and flowing around the sides of the house, just to add a lot more interest to it. And making sure that this would be filled with various perennials, not just evergreens. So things such as grasses and different different perennials that offer different seed heads, or maybe hydrangeas that offer different branch structures and things of that nature, just to add a lot more interest into the space. All right, the second example I have is a house where I feel that they are using a few too many evergreens and not enough variation of other deciduous shrubs that could add a lot more interest. So here, what I would recommend is potentially taking the shrubs that are near the house down. They're overcrowding and they're blocking that window, which I assume could be because the person wants privacy from the street. And there are other ways to do that, or maybe even just taking down some of the shrubs rather than all of the shrubs. That would obviously be a personal preference. But some do need to come down in height. Now, the other thing that I would recommend on this property is it seems that the beds are all smaller beds and they're all randomly placed. You see there's a large evergreen shrub that is right by the lamppost. There is another evergreen shrub over closer to the sidewalk. I would recommend connecting all of that together to create one continuous flowing garden bed. And then I would get rid of those two really large evergreens, because they don't really serve any purpose. They're oversized for the front of the bed, and they don't really add a whole lot of interest. So in my after picture, you can see I've reduced the size of the shrubs. I've added different deciduous perennials to add a little bit more interest. Again, now the windows are open and can be seen from the street. Again, I just want to keep in mind that may be a personal preference, that they are choosing to have something that's blocking the window to add some privacy. That may be okay for them. But I think the major takeaway here is, rather than having multiple little beds in the space, making sure that you're creating one continuous bed, and don't just rely on the same evergreen throughout the entire space, because at that point it's a little bit too much rhythm and repetition and not enough variation. Now for the last example, this one is also an example of scale, but this is an example where the shrubs that are in front of the house may be a little bit too small. So this is a very long split level house, and you see that they are trying to make use of the entire length of the house, but the shrubs that are up against the house are now getting lost against the size of the house. So again, here I did two renderings once again. So the first one is just basically elevating the size of the shrubs and just making them bigger. Just by increasing the size of the shrubs alone adds a lot more bulk and weight and interest to the space. Now again, if you want to be more dramatic, my recommendation is always to start with a 4-foot garden bed. That gives you a lot more space to add a lot more of that interest, such as the structure of the branches and the color and the different deciduous plants that are in front of it. I think the key thing here to remember are that there are different options based off of a person's time and ability to spend in the garden. So good garden design should support your lifestyle, not complicate it. So I hope you guys found this helpful, and if you did, please make sure to like and subscribe, or share with anybody else that you may also think may enjoy this type of content. Also, if you want to check out my video on winter garden ideas, I'll make sure to post that here, or any other playlist that you may find interesting. Hopefully you guys are having a good day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.